I'm going to do something that I haven't done in most of my clinics, and the reason I'm going to do it is because Marco made a very good point in saying that, you know, we have to make sure that we, to paraphrase, we keep the main thing, you know what I'm saying? So, while being extremely overly creative on the drums is fun and it's hip, it's the thing to do, I haven't had one person pay me yet to blaze over their verses or their choruses. So, you know, I enjoy being creative behind the drums, but I spend most of my time enhancing music. And that's what people hire me to do. So I play some R&B. I don't do it a lot anymore because it's just not my preference. But I play with the ISLEY brothers when my time permits me to. And the one thing I had to learn about them was, at first when I started doing the gig, Ernie wasn't really playing the gig. So it was just Ron, and they had a guitar player that was playing the gig, he was playing all the parts in it, and Ernie came back. And he was very direct about wanting the music to sound like its original form. And so at one point we were doing a song that he had a guitar solo on. And this is just 2-3 years ago. Now at this point, I'm 30, I think I'm 36 or around 37, I don't remember. But at this point in my life, at this point, I'm like, I've been touring and playing for however many years. I know how to play a song, I know how to play someone's show. So there was one point during the music where Ernie was taking solos and he kept going breakdown. And I'm like, we're playing all the way on the floor. Like, what does he mean? And finally I realized he wasn't saying to me, bring your velocity down. I was playing too many notes for him. And I wasn't leaving the space for him in his solo. So, you know, it took me a while to realize that, maybe twice or something, for me to realize he wasn't saying to me break it down because the volume was low, the volume was too high. He was saying that I wasn't leaving the space that was created for his guitar solo. So, you know, I want to make sure that we understand, as drummers, we have some priorities. The number one priority is time. That's the number one priority. There is no, it's like just your first agenda. That is your first agenda, to establish time. The second agenda is feel. You know what I'm saying? And we can get around to all the other stuff if the music allows us to, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. That's not what your people are going to pay you for. There's one Aaron Spears, there's one Gerald Hayward. You know what I'm saying? And for the majority of the part, Jamal can play everything in the world that Aaron can play, because they play it, most of the time they grew up playing it together. But Jamal doesn't get calls to be Aaron. They call Aaron. And for years before there was Aaron, there's only one space in the world, and most of the time in music, there's one space in the industry for a guy to be that guy. So for a long time, Gerald Hayward was the one. When everybody wanted a drummer to blaze over music, they called one guy. The other 99% of the industry called guys just to play 2 and 4. Cool? So I'm gonna play a couple of songs from what I do with the ISLEY brothers, just to give you guys some insight on what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Cool? Let me tell you something. It is my desire, it's not my desire to hold all the gigs. If I'm perfectly honest right now, my mind is already on to the next thing. I'm away from drums already. So I'm not holding on to something to keep you guys from anything. But I can't send you out there, and I can't call you and I can't recommend you if I know that you don't understand the priorities of being a drummer. Yeah. Ernie ISLEY wants that groove the same way every night. Every night. Every single night. That's the bottom line. No matter how simple it is, how I don't have to do this, I don't have to do this. And I'm not saying that to put any of that down. I'm saying that to show you guys that before you get there, you gotta crawl before you can walk. No baby comes out of the womb and starts walking. So there are fundamentals in there. There's the ground. You gotta lay groundwork to your drumming. And a lot of what I heard today, I heard a lot of talent, but guys are lacking fundamentals. So I'm not gonna sit in the room and, like Jamal said, I'm not going to sit in the room and tell you you fresh to death and I see your fly open. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell you, yo man, you look good and I see your pants hanging down to your ankles. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you to pull your pants up. You look like an idiot. The people that I can call and I can recommend for these gigs, right now, I'm missing 2 ISLEY gigs right now. And the guy that's subbing for me is a guy that I had to tell the truth to 2 years ago when he came to me and asked me to help him get on gigs. I had to tell him, you're not ready. And I told him, I said, if you come back to me and you do what I'm showing you and you seek help, whether it be from me or anyone else, if you seek help and start getting better and working on being better, I promise you I will help you. And that guy that's out, he's going to make over $2,500 this weekend. For 2 days. He's going to make some good money. Now, I know $2,500 will allow me to sit real good for at least a few weeks and not have to worry about anything. And when you put this much time into your craft, that's what you should get. That's what you should get, and that's what you're worth. As a drummer, don't make anybody think you're less than everybody else in the band. You're the most important guy in the band. That's right. The most important guy. So here's the thing. Me, Jamal, we got gigs already. So we can sit here and I could come here and I could just play a bunch of chops for you. I could. But how's that going to help you? I'm going to go back to my gig, Jamal's going to go back to his gig, and you're just going to go back to the crib and go, man, that Jamal and that Calvin, they sure did play. That's churchy, right? They sure did play. Didn't we have time on tonight?
On tonight.
On tonight. It's clearly daytime right now. Clearly the sun is outside. That's the truth though. If I had a chance to spend time with Donald Trump, I could either do 2 things. I could walk around his house with him in his garage and I could look at all the stuff that he's bought with his millions and millions and millions and billions of dollars. And I could look at how these gadgets that he bought and all of this stuff. Or I could talk to him about how he made his money.
All right.
Y'all get me? Y'all feel me? So y'all heard enough drums tonight, right?
Yeah.
On tonight. Y'all heard enough drums, right? So I remember being at an event one time, probably the only time I've ever been on anything with Teddy Campbell. And there's all these other drums and everybody's playing and he's playing and he's playing. And then somebody walked up to Teddy and was like, what you gonna do? He's like, when they done heard enough drums, everybody here knows how to play. I'm here to help people build a career from their gifts. Y'all know one more drummer that's making more money than Teddy Campbell. I mean, we know some, but that comes from this circle. He was one of us. He was doing this stuff, and he was sitting in that seat. He went from sitting in that seat to standing on that stage, to being on American Idol, to being on Tonight Show. I went to hang with him in Atlanta. It's unbelievable. The money he made was unbelievable. The way they treated him was unbelievable. He's a drummer.
Yep. Something good.
There's a way to provide. You can take care of yourself, man. When people hire you as a musician and as a drummer, when you tell somebody I'm a professional, that's what they expect you to be.
Hey, oh my God.
I could go a lot deeper with that, but I won't. So I know y'all want him to play, right? I know y'all want him. So are there any questions?
Teach.
All right. So okay. So I'm gonna play. Now listen. I'm saying all that to say, the first song I played was from Fred's record. And I said that to say, the first thing I said was, one of the things I said was, when you're in a position, when you're in the driver's seat, you get to be creative and you get to do things you like to do. I wrote a song on Fred's record that was tribute to Jeff Porcaro. It was a total throwback on that record, Rosanna.
Yeah, Rosanna.
You know what I'm saying? So me and Fred wrote this song. I'm like, man, I want to do this song that's throwback to Rosanna. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like a cross between that and It Goes Parliament at the end, kind of. So, and you looking like, man, that's 2 different words. So, but again, when you're in the driver's seat, you can do that, right? So that's one facet of my career, okay? Then you have this facet that I just showed you guys, where people hire me to be a sideman. They don't want my opinions, they don't want my thoughts, they don't want my ideas, they want me to play the music they created, okay? Third facet of my career is me being an artist. I'll play a song from my record, okay? And that's when I get to do whatever I want to do, however I want to do it, okay?